Let's talk motor mounts for the Arrma Kraton 8S. Hey, what's up guys? Today I'm here to talk about your different motor mount options for the Arrma Kraton 8S. Specifically, I want to talk about a new product that's going to be coming out from a brand new company called Practical Prototype Solutions. They have actually have a couple of parts out now for the Arrma line. One of them being this absolutely gorgeous adjustable motor mount for the 6S trucks, which I'm going to be putting this into my infraction build. It's actually, you can adjust the mesh using this screw back here. It's a really great solution, and I'll be doing a separate video on this. But he's working on a prototype insert for the stock motor mount that I think might be a really good solution for a lot of people. So first, let's go over the stock motor mount. The issue with the stock motor mount, and I want to say the stock motor mount is very well made, that they put into the Kraton 8S. Structurally, I don't think there's anything wrong with it. The issue is that you can't mount a large can motor with this mount. It just won't fit. And then the other issue is that you're limited to how big of a pinion you can run. So I ran in this mount a 23 tooth pinion, and I was like right at the edge. I think some people have gotten a 25. I think Arrma claims that it will fit a 25 tooth pinion. So there's that. But if you want to go to a bigger, specifically a larger diameter can, you cannot use this mount, or at least this insert. So the options that we have, and this is the first thing that I bought for a motor mount, was the M2C, which is, M2C makes great stuff. This is a beautiful piece, 7075 aluminum. The only issue to note is that it is meant to work with their chassis. If you install this in the stock chassis, you have to file down this nub right here a little bit. Now, that might turn some people off. And this costs, I believe, $75. Also, the largest pinion you can get into this is, I want to say, somewhere in the 34. He lists lower than what you can actually get in there. I think I had this running on this motor right here, which is the Dynamite Fuse 800 kV. It's a 56 114 size motor. I think I had a 34 tooth pinion in it. I think it was the 34 limitless spool that I ran on this, and it just wasn't enough gear. So that led me to the fast lane mount, which are now impossible to find. This will take giant pinions up to, I want to say, at least 52 tooth pinions. And this was $80, and this is the unpolished version. I think they have one that was even more expensive. And again, I don't know where they're at now, because people are having a really hard time finding them. But if you want to run a large pinion, this is the mount that you have to use. Now, I don't like the fit and finish as much as I like the M2C. But it's done its job. This is what I've been running, in all my videos, at least my recent ones. There was a little bend on one of the channels on the inside, not a big deal. The actual mount itself is held up. So, again, $80. So now that takes us to PPS. And what they are developing is an insert that will work with the stock motor mount. And this will allow you to run up to about a 40. I fitted it last night to make sure, because this is a prototype. He asked me if I could try it out, and I did. And it fit this 44 tooth pinion right there. So it will fit that. It's going to be priced somewhere around $30, which is a great deal. I'll read you the specs. It's the easiest way to do it. So the specs are high quality 6061 T6 USA made aircraft grade aluminum. It's got the 30 millimeter bolt spacing only. Reverse pinion. Now you have to reverse the pinion. I originally tried to fit it like this, and that was a no-go, but you just flip the pinion around, which is not a big deal. Fits up to a 62 millimeter motor. 62 millimeter is tight, but it fits. Like the Castle, the 60 millimeter Castle 2028 fits perfectly. This fit perfectly. It will take up to a 44 tooth pinion. And he's claiming the total tooth count range, which is going to be your combination of, the number of teeth between your spur and your pinion, because now people are changing spurs, the range will be from 66 to 91. So any combination of gearing that adds up to that total, will fit. So if you want to run like either a 30 tooth spur and a 61 tooth pinion, or a 51 tooth spur and a 40 tooth pinion, it's 91, and that's what it fits. So those are the specs on it. It's a beautiful piece. Let me see if I can get in here a little closer. Bring this up here. All his stuff has this this kind of like design pattern in there, which also helps with cooling. And it's got, enough options, holes on the top and the bottom to get your set screws in there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and fit this on here and show you what it looks like mounted up with this 56-114 motor. So the dry fit in here is perfect. I mean, it slides nice. It does tighten up once you have this attached to, your motor. But everything looks great, fit and finish again. So what I like to do when I mount these is I kind of like do this, so I get my wires lined up the right way. I just kind of, I always like the wires on the top like that. So I will say, all right, this is roughly how I want it to be. Oops. And then I'll go ahead and see what are the closest holes, which I think I got one right there. I do. And the other one's right here. So that's perfect. I'm not sure if he's going to include hardware or not. I forgot to ask. Now you could use a little Loctite on those. I switch between these, so I'm not going to Loctite them in. All right, now that we get that on there, we can slide this in, set the depth of the pinion, which you have to flip over, which is not an issue because there's plenty of motor shaft to work with. That out a little bit. We'll get the depth set up here. You're going to want to use Loctite on your grub screw for sure. All right, and now I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to use, I guess you could use, I'll just use the screws that came with it. So it looks like I'm going to be able to use the hole that's the farthest out in here, which is about right because he said this is about the biggest one you're going to be able to fit. I don't want to set it too tight until I got my mesh set. And we'll use, let's see, I have two choices here. You can also use cap head screws and a washer. I mean, you don't have to use these. And again, I don't know if he's going to include hardware or not. All right. And then I'm going to set it like this, tighten these, and then throw the one in the bottom. But let me just get my mesh set. I like a little lash. There's none right now. Everybody has their own way of setting mesh. So, and I'm not trying to make a video on how to set it, so that's a little too much. That's just about right like that. So now the trick is to tighten this down without having it move. you always recheck anyway. Let's see what that's like. Perfect. That's the way I like it. So, and again, you can Loctite these down as well. Let me get this one in the bottom. And there you got a hole right there for it, which is perfect. That's the one where you got that's the last hole. So this is about as big as you can make this 44 tooth pinion. Want to make sure you're using good tools too, because you'll strip these if you don't. There you go. Beautiful. So that is the PPS insert that should be coming out, shortly. Like I said, the price point is going to be around $30, which is less than half the cost of either the other two mounts. You won't have to go ahead and pull your old motor mount off to use this. It just pull the slide off the original slide off and put this one on in, fit your big pinion, and away you go. It will fit the big can because of the way he spaced it up. So this is a really good solution for those of you that that have already spent a lot of money. You don't necessarily have to spend another $80 on a mount. If this will work for you. So that's it. So you really should look for more stuff coming from PPS. Like I said, I'm going to do a review of that adjustable motor mount for the V4 6S line. It looks beautiful. I know some people that have it and they love it. This will be coming shortly. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you soon. Peace.